finish my part here before Dr. Sarah. Okay, so where is it that I want to show you? Yeah, the online resources here. Wait. I want to make sure I mute everyone. But yes, of course, you can still switch on, and if you want to say something. And then let's see if so. Okay, what next? Chat. Okay, all right. I hope everyone have come to this page here, because this is basically why do I? Oh, this is very strange. Wait, I lost the page. Online resources. Yeah, okay. These basically have some of the online lectures for most of the parts here. So the topic after the simplex method is the divergence theorem, which include the subtopics of applications and so on. Yeah. So for this, I've made an almost, I cannot say complete, but almost complete set of lectures that I put on YouTube.
This is the second lecture of the.
I want to have this as a link, but it directly
of the topic of divergence.
Okay, directly play on that page. Okay, never mind. So this is one of the video lectures. But what I want to show you is the well, you can access from the wiki page just now, or if you click from that wiki page, you get to my channel
Motion
here, and then if you click
analysis
my channel,
only after the velocity part and after.
so I have 40 subscribers. That's okay. But anyway, what was I want to tell you here? Okay, I have here is the one playlist, which is this EMT 212 lectures here. Is there a way to browse through this list? I forgot already. I don't want to play everything. If I click on here,
This.
Okay. I think that's the only way here. So if you click on this playlist, EMT2 lectures, it will automatically play, of course, the first part, lecture 1. I have, how many do I have here now? Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 6. Six videos here. So as I said, with these 6 videos, it covers most of what I want to deliver for the lecture of this topic. So the implication is, I expect you to, yeah, if you like, it's good to watch all these lectures. It's directly relevant to this topic, and it's good to watch this together with the the book chapter. Yeah. Do I have the BCA book open? Not yet. Let me open the book. Seek. By the way, so now I want to share my book. Yeah, content review. Okay, you should be able to see my book. As I text you in the group, I have the latest version where I did some corrections. I encourage you to get this version, yeah? The May 13 one. Okay, where is the... Okay, it's in here. Yeah. The divergence theorem is part of chapter 3 here. It used to be that I covered most of chapter 3 in the lecture, but for the past few years, I only concentrate on divergence theorem, yeah? Because the rest of the topics here or sections here are basically like a repetition. That's what I plan anyway in this book. It's more like a review of what you have done in your advanced engineering calculus. But if you remember in your advanced engineering calculus, there are a lot of topics in there, and sometimes maybe the lecturers went quite fast and compressed lots of material. So in this course, I focus more on the what I see as more relevant for engineering application, like mathematical application in engineering, which is this divergence theorem and how it relates to mathematical modeling. So I would highly encourage you to read the this basically 3.9 is the content of the topic that in the syllabus here. 3.9 and then the application comes to 3.11, 3.12 and 3.13. Okay, so well, I will talk about this more. So these topics, as I was mentioning about the relation to my YouTube lectures there, basically it's digest of what I wrote in the book here, and it's like lectures from previous lecture slides. So I think it's useful for you to watch this together by reading this section, and if you do this...
This is the first lecture on divergence theorem.
So by the way, this this video that you are looking at is my first YouTube video that I uploaded to yeah, and as you can see, this is basically corresponding to the first time when we had COVID, right? So beginning of 2020. So maybe the first video is not very polished. I apologize for that, but I think it's still understandable. So if you have any, so by the way, that's my plan. My plan is you just watch, and then we only have like one more week left. So I'm going to use this last week more on answering your questions, yeah, regarding this topic. Okay, so you have one, two, three, basically all this lecture 2 and up to lecture 4. Okay. So that's what I want to let you know how you're going to approach this topic in the syllabus. Now coming back to okay, a lot more of you now are here, so I'm gonna let's see, not stop sharing. I should share. Okay, let me set up. I forgot the OneNote first. Close. Ooh, where is this? All right. Okay. Sharing it now. Share content. OneNote. Okay, so you all can see my OneNote, right? So let me add page. We will discuss about your favorite topic, tests. Okay. Now, oh, I should also open our syllabus. Give me a minute to sure. Do I have my lecture already open? This is the book. Opening up my slides and then the syllabus. Okay, so we have the syllabus, calendar, and coming back to the question about your tests. Okay. Now I want to ask everyone here, do you want to have the tests next week? So if it's next week, it's going to be Friday, or the week when you come back from your mid-sem break. So Dennis says next week. Okay. Oh, now it's hard to tell. Yes, think many next week. Some after mid-sem. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be online test. So Yonggi says next week sounds pleasing. Okay, I don't know how many shares your sentiment, but I'm okay. Also Yan Kwang. Okay, all right. So I also prefer next week because then when after mid-sem break, it's all with Dr. Sarah, so I don't have to interfere with Dr. Sarah's schedule to have the test. My only concern is if you, I don't know how many of you have checked out your assignment, the simplex programming assignment. If you, let me switch windows to the oops, yeah, so the front page of e-learning here. So this assignment, if you notice, and I also mentioned this, the assignments are split into two parts. Yeah. I will address your recommendation, Wong. So what you have here is next week, 19 is what day is on the 19th? Calendar, where's my calendar? 19 is Thursday, is the due date. So, and then the report is due after your mid-sem break. Okay. So, Wong, I think, okay, maybe a few of you prefer this, but it's something that I don't prefer based on my observation from previous years. Yeah. So you want to make it as same date and June 3rd. I don't want to do that anymore because from past experience, most of you will rush things. Yeah, you wait until like the last 2 or 3 days, and then you start asking me questions a day before deadline and all that. So it's I don't want basically you all to keep it until last minute. And so this is my way of sort of having you to work this in a step-by-step way. So you have a week plus for the coding, and then after that, I think Tina, where is my yeah, so few days after your mid-sem break, you will submit the report. Okay, so that's the plan. So this is so the deadlines for these assignments are fixed. Okay, I don't want to change them anymore. Now it's a question of your test. So if the assignment is due to on the 19th, and then on that Friday you have your test. So can we do that way? Yeah, can we finalize the test date to be on the 20th of May? So just a day before you go off on your exam break, yeah, and as before at 3 p.m. test is designed to be, it's going to be less than 1.5 hours. Yeah? Although I set usually the time for 1.5 hours, but you should be able to finish this by 1 hour. So wrong. It should be less than 1.5 hours. So okay, there are a lot of queries now. Um, okay, Esther asked for a poll. Yeah, I'll do that after class. Um, okay, Atira also requests after mid-sem break. Okay. Let's for now. Let's just think this like this. I will okay make a poll of on Telegram. So depending on majority, I will set the date. Yeah? Um, even if we do the test next week, it's not. I think. Oh, by the way, do you have other tests next week? Assignments, yeah, assignments and project. Okay. All right. So, all right means um, yeah. If the test is going to be Thursday, I think it's not that uh, burdensome. Um, well, that's in a way it's somewhat unavoidable. I see a lot of unhappy faces, but it's somewhat unavoidable. Yeah, when it comes to this timings in terms of assignments and especially tests, because for myself and of course for other lecturers too, um, we don't do tests much earlier because we have to cover the content of the syllabus to a certain point, right? Um, and of course, because of this Raya break and so on. Yeah, okay. Lim Jai Wens was saying more tests after mid-sem break. I was thinking about that too, yeah, because of this week-long Raya. There's a lot of adjustment to be made, yeah, with regards to our calendar. Okay. Fine, fine. We'll go with the poll and then we'll see. Okay. With regards to the content of the tests, what does test one covers and related to coding? Okay. Let's look at the okay. So if you look at the syllabus here, it's basically covers all the lectures. Yeah, starting from the Lagrange multipliers and this golden section and simplex and and then of course the divergence theorem. Yeah. As for the so I won't cover anything on this mathematical modeling. Yeah. Mathematical modeling. This is not in the test. Yeah, just for you to be clear. The rest, now, I think you should understand by now, right? If I say, or if the lecturer says that it covers all these chapters, it's not necessarily that I will include all the questions for all the topics, right? It's not really possible to compress everything in like 1 hour test. Some tests, some questions will be in terms of like a theoretical or explanation or with sketch and all that. I would say at most two calculations, maybe one long calculation and one short calculations. The rest are explanations and so on. And there's usually like 10% or less question on coding. Okay, so just be aware of that. Hmm. Uh, so Jiawen was asking whether you all will use MATLAB during the test. As far as my plan goes, you can or you may use MATLAB in while doing calculation of the test, but the answers are all to be written. Yeah, the steps are to be written, and the answers, of course, written. And I usually don't, or not usually, I don't plan for the test that you actually write complete MATLAB code using MATLAB. Yeah? I may ask you to write down on a piece of paper a few lines of MATLAB codes and so on. So if I ask this kind of questions, you can test your code in on MATLAB and then just copy down on a piece of paper. Okay, usually it's not long. It's only 10%. Okay. Anything else you want to ask about the test before I move on to the lecture of the day? Okay, Maven is fine for now. All right. Okay. So let's revisit our lecture topic, which is what we did last Wednesday. Okay, let me switch to the slide. Slide. Where is the slide? Okay. So goes to the end of this simplex method and so on here, yeah, and then this is okay. So now I'm switching to OneNote. The point where we stopped last Wednesday was this tableau. Okay, this tableau, if you get to the final, how do you know it's a final tableau? You see that the coefficients for the variables of z here, they are all positive. So that is an indication where this is a final tableau, and you read the answers like in these red boxes here. Okay, so basically that's what you did, and as I explained, it's a lot of repetition here. Yeah? And so so I want to revisit the steps that we went through. Okay. So if we look at the basically what I wrote here in the slides is also in the explained in the book there. So the first consideration, why we select the largest negative coefficient. So if you, this is quite easy to see. So if I see, if can I sort of know? Okay. Okay. I think I will just use a space on my right here. So think about this. So you have the from the last row of the tableau, which is the expression for z in the case of the original. So this is the initial tableau, right? So that's the original part. Now, so if I just ignore S1 through S4, and I just write the Z as the normal way of writing, right? Just bring the independent variables to the right hand side. So I have 95 x1 plus 150 x2. Okay, so you can see that because this in the tableau, it's everything is shifted to the left hand side. So plus 150 in the original Z is the negative 150, right? So you have this plus 150. Now, why we choose the largest one is because we are dealing with, first of all, this is a linear optimization. So that's very easy to think. If you have a multiplier that is very large, that increases z, right? So that gives the likelihood that we can maximize z, yeah, because it's what we want. We want to maximize z. So choosing the one with largest multiplier give a very high probability that z is reaching its maximum values within that constraint. Yeah, so the first one is something that is quite I think easy to understand. Yeah, so that is basically the first step, right? In the procedure, step one. Oh, step one. Okay, of course, create tableau. There are step two there. Now the next principle is this is I think the according to related to step 4 here, to look for this intercept, and then remember we choose the lowest positive number. Okay. So let me. Okay, done already. So how do we? How should we understand this? I think I will look for the picture. Uh, okay, let's. What's the phone? Okay, just gonna add page here. Simplex page 5. Okay, let's think about this picture and how it relates to the intercept. Now, at the beginning, yeah, at the initial tableau, we don't, we only, at the beginning, identify the, using that largest negative coefficient, we identify, in our case, we identify x2, yeah, in our example here. So we are looking at the the largest possible y-axis, vertical axis here, for x2. Okay, now the intercept. What is the meaning of the intercept? It's the intersection between the axis of the intersection between the axis and the entering variable, and the why we choose the smallest, because it's the closest. In a way, okay, if you look at this, this particular example, the possibilities, thing, I don't know where I is. Let me look for this. Oh, it's hard to search. See if I can. Okay, it's not. I haven't included anything here. Okay, let me go to my book. Yeah, just go. I go directly to my book. Okay. So linear programming. Yeah, this, what I want to mention is this. Center. Maybe we can make sense of this. Okay. So as you can, I hope you remember, we these combinations is the values that we have to set to be able to solve the, practically speaking, simultaneous equations. The objective function plus the constraint, which is defined as equalities. Because we have additional variables, more variables than equations, we have to fix these any two of variables to solve for the other variables. So coming back to the intercept, so the intercept is where it crosses the axis of the variables that potentially become our basic variables. The reason why we choose the smallest is that you think about it in this way. We are at, let's say as a start, we are at the origin, right? Because this is the safe. What I mean safe is that, okay, let me just make, okay, this is start. Okay, what I mean safe is that we don't transgress or we don't exceed the outer constraint. Yeah, if you start somewhere here, for example, let's say if you just fix x2 5 and x1 0, like in this part here or here, you are here, but you're not safe, right? Because you are out of the space of the possible solution here, right? So for that reason, we start. Reason number one, we start at the origin. We think as like we start at the origin. So reason number two, we jump to the shortest intercept, closest intercept given by that lowest positive number. So in this case, it will be in here. Yeah, we jump there. The reason is if we choose the closest, we are still safe, right? We are within this no entry no entry barrier here. Yeah, if you take the like a large intercept, maybe you jump here, right? There's a large number, right? So you don't want that because now you are out of bounds already. You're not safe anymore. At one point, you have to come back. So I hope you can sort of see the idea behind this. Where is it? Okay. Get back to my slide. So for this reason, we choose the lower value so that we keep ourselves, or of course we keep the values there, the calculation there to be closest, so that you don't jump out of the no entry zone here. Because if you jump, see, getting back to the variables, the independent variables that you have here, and if you test one by one, there is a large possibility that you keep going outside the border here, and then you have to come back. So the simplex method sort of avoid this, keep it within this space of possible solutions, and then by doing that, you can get to the final solution very, very fast. As you can see in our discussion of this problem, just having how many repetitions? I think two repetitions, not including the initial value. you already reached the actual solution here. That's very good. Okay, now, so with this, I want to, okay, before I proceed, do you have any questions regarding the simplex method? I basically want to wrap up on this optimization thing here. Yeah? So yeah, I think we can finish by four before 4:15. Um, because the rest of our time here, I just want to expose to you the um, more realistic optimization methods that people use. Yeah, yeah. So no question then. So it's maybe a fun time here. We go back to YouTube. Um, oh, I don't know if I have this. Yeah, I don't have the other optimization methods here. I mentioned in my book. If you read my book, I mentioned a few that if you actually work in a realistic problem later on, whether as your final year project or some of you maybe go for masters or PhD even, or you go out to work. When it comes to optimization, today we use let's say more sophisticated method here. Eh? As I mentioned in here, this is I never get to expand this section 2.7. I want to talk about more sophisticated algorithms here. So you will come across like genetic algorithm, neural network, especially, yeah, because uh, if you are interested in, for example, machine learning, right? Neural network is like the gist of machine learning. And before people use neural network into like a more involved artificial intelligence computation, it was applied to like problems in optimization. So you can see many examples like in on YouTube here. So I want to show you. I don't know if I have. Um, in math, let's see first. Mm, this is okay, let me just find another one. Neural network in optimization. Optimization. Any cool simulation? This is not okay. Simulation. Okay, this. Yeah, it's going to take a while to find this. Let me just show you the one that I saved earlier. This one example here. Um, so the idea here is it's an optimization problem to like find the optimal design of a vehicle with a wheel just by like processing it through evolution process. So that means it has some kind of like you can say that that's why it's called genetic evolution. Yeah, it tests something and then it creates like its children, and the children inherits the best parameters from the parents, and then it keeps and then keep combining and all that to find the optimal traits. Um, so it's different than than neural network, but the application is for this case can be done also with neural network. But this is for genetic evolution. Um, so we call genetic algorithm. Yeah, that's the common word for it. So let's just watch. It's a very short video. I think there's no sound in this. Okay, oops. Uh, wait. So you can see the yeah, okay, it looks like a game of some sort, but the point here that I want to share is there is like a very sophisticated mathematical algorithm that is being used to guide this design. So all this like being done automatically, right? So this algorithm keep on iterating, right? So you can see the first this is just probably like one random configuration. So this is the ancestor. Of course, you have to define it with a certain parameters, right? Otherwise, it's too
15.1
many variations had to be done for for a quick iteration. So maybe they keep it like, okay, it has to have two wheels and it has to have a certain size of the wheels, and the variation is in terms of how to change the shape of these the chassis here, right? So it starts sort of really randomly here, and at the end, the algorithm search algorithm is being iterated. It does its iterations up to this design. Okay, so there's a lot of things like this if you're interested into. If you also think about today when we talk about machine learning and so on, right? You can or you should look at machine learning sometimes from the point of view of optimization also. For example, let's see. Do we have this neural network face recognition? Can I sort of, I don't know. They don't have like a cool so like simulation, yeah? But the idea here is, if you think about this, right, what do we mean when we detect something? We detect something by relating it to certain known parameters. Yeah. So what you are doing, if you look at from different perspective, is to get the best match, the best match. So when we talk about this, like we want to optimize the possibility of matching with certain things. So when it comes to this, so now it's like a optimization problem. Yeah, that's basically the basic of machine learning and so on. Yeah, it's mainly about dealing with probability, and to get the best or highest probability, we do some kind of optimization in there. So it's very related, yeah, this machine learning and optimization and so on. So if you are into machine learning, learning about optimization should help you to understand more about machine learning. So I want to stop for now, because I don't want to start on a new topic yet. It's already almost 4:15. So if you don't have any question, we will end the session now. So I'm gonna stop sharing and stop my recording. All right, so have a nice weekend. You guys have another long weekend. There's too many breaks for you all here. Yeah? Yeah, poll will be up on Telegram later today. Okay,
Doctor,
bye-bye and assalamualaikum.
doctor,
Yeah, Mahesh.
regarding the assignment is the same as last assignment, right? Group assignment, then only 1% had to submit, right?
Right, right.
Okay.
Okay. By the way, I've got a question about the book. You just go to the same link on e-learning that when you download the BCE book. So you just use the same link on e-learning. Bye-bye.
Doctor,